Welcome to TNOS Reviews. This week we are doing
the latest Jay-Z album, number 13, number 444.
The album title is 444, exclusively released on Tidal for the first week, available now everywhere. Or if you were like me or JP, we just copped that shit on the interwebs, kid.
You know, I copped it, and then I streamed it, and the streaming version of it sounds better.
Really?
In my opinion.
Well, that would be some shit, wouldn't it? Well,
Yeah.
I guess, you know, you got to do what you got to do, but Jay-Z's got to get his money.
Maybe we got the bootleg. Literally.
Whatever the internet gave me is what I gave you. So anyway, we have not talked about this album yet. We haven't discussed it at all. So I am curious. I want you to go first about what you think of the album.
Okay. Well, I'm a big Jay-Z fan over the years. All right. Started with Reasonable Doubt, saw him in concert.
At that time?
No, I saw him the Jay-Z and Friends concert whenever the R. Kelly thing didn't pan out.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really good. That being said, I went into the album not knowing what to expect, mostly because the last few albums, in my opinion, were not the best.
But you've kept up with them.
Right.
Okay.
So I've listened to every album a few times. I own the first album all the way through American Gangster, I believe it is,
Mm-hmm.
like on CD or whatever. But, you know, I feel like this is a fresh breath of life for the older MC.
So you like it?
I do.
Okay.
Now, listening to it the first few times, you had to grow on me. Because I always look at the production, I look at the lyrics, and then once I listen to it probably 3 or 4 times, I really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So far.
I agree.
Now, I wish it was longer. You know, it's only, 10 songs,
Mm-hmm.
35 minutes.
Is it only 35 minutes?
Yeah.
Didn't know that. I was going to look up the runtime, but I've listened to it a couple of times, but
And supposedly there's going to be 3 additional bonus tracks on something else, but
yeah, you were saying that, and we were thinking about postponing the review just to have those tracks, but I don't know if it's going to change would it change your opinion, 3 extra songs? Like, it's not going to kill the album.
I just
for you.
want more work
Right.
from him, you know?
Right.
Maybe going through that era where he wasn't doing my most favorite Jay-Z
When's the last
music.
album before this that he put out? How many years
Magna
ago?
Carta.
And
That was 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, okay. So what do you think about you like the production on it?
I do.
Okay.
No Idea is a really good producer. He's been somebody I've followed for a while. He did a lot of old Common songs. Like, that's how I kind of found out about him. But even him helping out Kanye with Ghost Production and whatnot.
One of the things I noticed on the album right away was a lot of vocal samples. Like, they used a lot of vocal samples. Much like you, it grew on me too. Like, the first run through, I think I even texted you. I was like, dude, bro, what is this? Because, like, you know, we have to decide on what albums that we want to review. And of course, this is one that had just come out. So this is one that we really wanted to get out there. But it took some time for me to get used to it altogether. And I listened to it today again a couple times. I was like, yeah, there are a ton of vocal type samples. Sometimes so much where he's rapping over those, and you can get his raps can get lost in that. I think that's one of the weak points of the album. But I overall genuinely like it more than I dislike it. So,
You know, I thought you weren't going to like it. Like, in all honesty.
It's specifically, it is specifically for, okay, I was thinking of how I was going to phrase this. This album is old Jay-Z, right? Jay-Z's older now, and he's rapping about older stuff. And the music, the production behind it also has an older feel to it too. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, a lot of these vocal samples are like gospel-y and just old. Like, it just sounds like it's not 2017.
It's not a whole bunch of drum samples and
right.
trap snares.
Right. It's quality work as far as the production goes, and like you were saying, No ID and all that. Yeah, it's good stuff. Just the content of the rap. Sometime I'm like, okay, you know, How up to speed are you on Lemonade with Beyonce? Did you listen to that album?
I did not.
Okay, I didn't either. So I'm not completely 100% sure what's going on that side of the realm. But apparently this is supposed to be his like response to my wife's album. And hey,
no, I don't.
One thing I gotta say, it should tell you how hard it is. Not really that it's hard to be a man out there, but it's definitely hard to be a man and not cheat on your woman, even if you're married to Beyonce and you cheat on Beyonce. You see what I'm saying? So like, there's a lot of evils out there pulling everyone every which way. So, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lyric about that, but I'm not going to say it online right now. So, lyrical content-wise, when my first impression, especially on the opening track, I felt it was very similar to the I Love Kanye theme,
He talks about when he says kill Jay-Z, I guess he's talking about his older version of himself, or he can't be the same person that he was because he's got a lot of stuff riding on his current situation, which he's twins and Beyonce and stuff like that.
He's got 3 kids, but even on top of that, man, he's like I said, I've always liked Jay, and he's come a long way. So I mean, he's worth $820 million.
What's better than one billionaire?
2.
Yeah.
So, I think lyrical content wise, I like that it's more personal than the last few albums.
Way more personal. Which is a good and a bad thing too. He's not rapping about the same shit that everyone else is rapping about. He's rapping about things that are very specific to his life, I guess, at this particular time or in the last couple of years. So, and I haven't listened to the Jay-Z albums recently. Like a couple of the last ones I listened to were like Volume 3.
Volume 3 is so good.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like, that's a lot. Yeah. And again, I went through a different musical journey between that time frame and now, but that's a great album. And this one is, it's a real personal. And, if you've gone through any kind of like marital or relationship issues type stuff, yeah, it'll definitely hit home on some of these tracks.
Now, do you have a favorite track?
Yeah. I got a couple. I mean, it's not like the best album I've ever heard. You know what I'm saying? It's a good album, and it's definitely it's made for specific people. Like I think a lot of younger people will sleep on it, and they're not even going to like it. You know what I mean? Because I don't think the music production is something that's like what they're up to, and definitely the lyrical content isn't up to speed for the younger generation.
The mentality for that is, he's I think he's going to live the test of time.
Yeah, it definitely do one of those.
Immediacy for the new crowd, maybe not.
Yeah, if you're like a young cat on the scene and you're like coming up and like he says in the album, he's trying to give you $1 million worth of advice for $9.99. A lot of young cats aren't even, you know what I mean? I don't think they're going to want to be hearing what he's got to say right now.
They want to wild out in the strip club.
Yeah, hey, what's better than
making it rain at the strip club?
What's better than making it rain at the strip club? Credit. And I don't even know if credit is really something that he should be pushing, but he does open the doors on a couple different things too, like why he asks like why do all the Jewish people own all the property, you know what I mean? So like he's going down some rabbit holes, and it's weird because like it's hard to follow him down like these kind of like halfway conspiracy rabbit holes when he's a billionaire. So it's like I don't know, it's one of those things.
Well, I feel like he's seen it all. He's kind of been through it.
Yeah, he definitely starts talking about it, and like, oh, they're gonna kill me for telling you, like, for they're gonna kill me for saying all this.
Right, and then even albums back, he's like, I'm not a businessman, I'm a business man. I think he has the right mentality.
Yeah, he's definitely I love that about Jay-Z. He's definitely like the guy that was on the street flipping bricks. And now he's like
trying to pay people off for radio time.
Right. Yeah. He's like a mad hustler. He's a hustler, baby. He just wants you to know. But that's a really cool part about Jay-Z. But I mean, yeah, I just think he's gonna miss the mark with a lot of people right now. I think after a while, a lot more people will respect it more and like it and play it more.
Yeah.
Just because, like, the younger generation, I just don't think is going to gravitate towards it. And the people that I see talking about it are our age or older.
Yeah, and they're not going to be playing it in the club.
There's no club tracks on there. Well, maybe. I don't know.
My favorite production on the album, I think, is the Family Feud, where they loop Beyonce's voice in
Is
it.
that the one where it sounds like a? Can I get an amen from the choir?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay. I wondered if that was if that
that
was
was.
Beyonce. Yeah.
So I really like the production on that. Even some of the lyrical content. I think overall,
I'm bringing up the album right now so I can tell you what songs I like. But go ahead.
you do it by number.
Yeah, just because I don't know them by heart the titles. But I also I thought Wiz Khalifa was on the album at first, but apparently Wiz Khalifa and Frank Ocean sound the same to me. So I don't know how that's possible. But
Not even close.
so what's the what? Yeah, what are your two songs?
All right, so we're doing a favorite.
Yeah. What two tracks stood out to you the most on the
Okay.
album?
Story of OJ,
Yeah, I think that's just gonna be one.
because it's even the video, like the visuals that he's doing for the album overall, they stick with you, in my opinion.
And that song,
And-
that song is a great song, just because I think it portrays, I mean, Jay-Z is a fucking billionaire, but he's also a black man. You know what I mean? And what he's saying in this song is kind of like the same situation. Like, yeah, but I'm still a black man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always going to be looked as like a black man, in the world of like, corporate America and the government and everyday people.
Right.
The white and black race issue is something that plays into part in his life still, which, I'm not OJ. I'm not black. I'm OJ. Okay. Like that's like one of my favorite lines in the entire album.
Oh, yeah.
So it's hilarious. Not really, but it's funny how he says it. But what's your other one?
Production wise, like I said, a number 6, Family Feud.
Mm-hmm.
And then I really like Moonlight.
Moonlight.
Yes. So they use
How'd that one go?
they use the Fuji Law sample in that one.
Oh, okay.
And they were talking about how, you remember La La Land was gonna
Right.
win Best Picture, but
Right.
Moonlight
Now, yeah.
actually won.
Now that you said that, yeah.
And that's why I like the play in words there. But the track, I like the production on that too,
Yeah.
and the message is there.
Yeah, there's messages all over this album. He's definitely trying to drop you $1 million worth of info for $9.99. Now, I will have to agree with you on the story of OJ. That's one that I like. I also like the title track, 4:44 or whatever. That's the 5th song. I mean, if you've ever done any kind of relationship type shit, like I've been Jay-Z before. In this instance, you know what I mean. I can fuck up a good thing if you let me. And,
Oh yeah, everybody can.
Right. So
I've been
like,
there myself.
That one actually, that one hits home a little bit. Even the samples that they used in that, the vocal samples. That's another song that I think the vocal sample is played a little too much, and you kind of lose some of what Jay is saying when the sample when she starts. She had like a high pitched singing voice, and you kind of get lost a little bit. But again, it's one of my songs that I'm saying I like. The other thing, runner up would be like "Bam" with Damian Marley. That was a good one.
Well, I always like that sample. I like the original, but only because I heard it in Belly, the movie.
No, but that was cool, and he put a real Jamaican guy on the album instead of Drake trying to be Jamaican. You know what I'm saying? So that was good. But yeah, I noticed today that it was only 10 minutes long. I mean, 10 songs long. So that was weird, but because I think that's one of like Jay's smaller albums that he's put out.
I think so as well.
Yeah. Usually it's
you
like
get an
18
hour,
tracks or 13 tracks or some shit.
You get an hour of work. You got those bangers.
Did we know that his mom was lesbian before?
No.
Yeah, I'm about to say I didn't really know that. So that was something that he did. It's very personal. He gets like super personal on the album. So like some people might not like that because some people might want to just sing big pimpin' or jiggle what jiggle who. That like some people just want that, but this is like super personal.
Well, even there, people always trying to ride out to your music. I mean,
is it a ride out album? Are you riding out, or are you just jamming at your house?
I'll throw it on for certain things, I guess. But I really think that it'll stand the test of time based on, am I going to go back and listen to the other previous albums, like the last 2? Probably not.
Yeah, Magna Carta didn't really do it for me. I didn't really like that one. What was the one before that one?
Volume, no. Blueprint 3?
Yeah.
Maybe?
I didn't really
Yeah.
fuck with the blueprints at all. I didn't really dig those at all. Like I said, the last couple that I
No, they
really
got-
messed with were Volume 2 and Volume 3 of just Jay-Z, Life and Times of Sean Carter.
You should go back and check out those other ones, but
I mean, I may now. Because I'm surprised. I was impressed with the album. Not off the bat. I'll be honest with that. It's not something that I first listened to. I was like, oh my God, it struck gold, you know? But, I should say that I definitely loved Watch the Throne. So, like, that was the last Jay-Z anything that I was really into. I mean, that was really good.
that was hard not to get into.
I know, that was fucking really good. But this one is not Watch the Throne. It's not. It's Jay-Z at his most vulnerablest. And he does bare his soul, and I guess that has something to say with it. But on a 1 to 5 scale, bro, what are you popping on it?
I'm going to give it a 4, man.
4, huh?
Yeah, I feel like it's above average. And it's not his best album, in my opinion. But I'm glad he's back.
Right.
I might go see him on tour.
Yeah, you never. Well, fucking $125. What's better than $125 tickets, bro?
Credit.
So, yeah, that's what his going rate for the tickets are, I guess, right
Well,
now.
they start off at, I think, like 50, but I'm not going to be in the
What are you guys
nosebleeds.
be up the top rafter?
Right.
So I will give it. I thought about this for a while. I'll give it a 3.5. It's again one of those albums. I'm not super big into Jay-Z in general, so it's not like something that I'm running to listen to. I like that we do this, and I like that I had to listen to it more than once. Because if I had to listen to it like once, I'd have been done. You know what I'm saying? It would have been like, nah, meh. The OJ song is good, but other than that, I'm meh. But having it on so much, and then just, I started vibing to it a lot more and whatnot, and it was actually turned out to be a decent album.
Well, I'm glad. New music from an old school.
Yeah,
person.
it's great. It's a great thing for the channel. Yeah, the new old school Jay-Z.
Maybe we'll do a after you go through the catalog. we'll
See which
narrow
one.
them down.
Yeah, out of the 13 plus albums you might have out
yeah.
there, we'll rank them our top 5 or whatnot. But yeah, so I give it a 3.5. JP gives it a 4. And if you are a younger cat, you may not like this album off rip, but definitely stick with it. I think a lot of old heads are gonna like it. If you're into hip hop, if you're into hip hop at all in the beginning stages, it's right up your alley. It sounds a lot like an older album. It doesn't sound like a newer album. It's kind of refreshing in that sense too. You know what I mean? It's a
Most
lot,
definitely.
It's a lot of like sample based, old school feel. He bears his soul, and we'll see. It's out everywhere now. You can listen to it everywhere. So check it out.
Dropping gems.
I'ma get my